Today we have an obscure ancient Roman saint for our first installment of Forgotten Saints for July 2020. Saint Maurice, born in the year 250 AD in Thebes, an ancient city in Egypt, near the site of the Aswan Dam presently. He was a self-proclaimed Christian at a time when the Church was considered to be a threat to the crumbling Roman Empire, yet he moved easily in the pre-Christian society of his day. He was a good soldier, a natural-born leader. The Emperor Probus commissioned him to select and command a full Roman legion. His legion, the famous Theban legion, was made up of 6,600 men. Most of them were Christians. The Theban legion was a crack battalion. It displayed exceptional intelligence, discipline, and valor. Saint Maurice was their leader, and the leader in the truest sense. He was totally committed to God and was concerned with the spiritual and the temporal welfare of his men. He ate his meals with them, and he worked with them. He was not an elitist. He engaged in play with them and prayed with them. He rejoiced in their victories and suffered with each loss. They were a military family. In 284 AD, Diocletian became emperor and divided the empire. He chose a soldier named Maximian to rule the west from Milan. Besieged at Mantigny by nomadic tribes from the north, Maximian sent an appeal for reinforcements. The Theban legion was dispatched with orders to clear the St. Bernard Pass across Mount Blanc. They were ordered to clear the pass by ruthlessly pillaging and brutally ending the lives of those who resisted. Before going into battle, they were instructed to offer sacrifices to their gods and pay homage to the emperor. Maurice pledged his men's military allegiance to Rome, but he stated that service to God superseded all else. To engage in that kind of violence was inconceivable to Christian soldiers, he said. He and his men refused to worship the Roman gods. Enraged by such insubordination and convinced by his soothsayers that the Christians were responsible for the reverses of the war, Diocletian ordered the execution of the entire Theban legion. On September 22nd, which is now the feast day of St. Maurice, in the year 286 AD, 6,600 what we today would call conscientious objectors embraced martyrdom and glorification, following the example of their leader, St. Maurice. Our second saint for this installment of Forgotten Saints is Saint Defendente, the Theban martyr. He is one of the Christian martyrs of the Theban legion, led by St. Maurice, who were martyred because they did not want to leave the Christian faith. Under the Roman Emperor Maximian, St. Maurice and Saint Defendente and the rest were executed in Anguino near the Rhone in the territory of Marseille, where they were encamped, to be then sent to fight against the restless Gauls. Before the departure, a solemn sacrifice was supposed to be made to the Roman gods, but the Christians did not want to take part in this because of, their faith. Maximian put down this resistance to the order to engage in non-Christian worship and had the entire Theban legion done away with, 6,600 men. It was in 286, during the episcopate of Teodoro, bishop of Martigny. Around 380, a Gallo-Roman cemetery was found, and it was thought that it was the burial place of these soldiers, for which the bishop had a church erected in their honor by transferring their relics. And then a cult began to spread in various churches. Basilicas and abbeys were dedicated to the martyr saints of Guano, especially for Saints Maurice and Defendente. For Saint Defendente, it is important to know that at least since the 14th century, he enjoyed a wide cult in northern Italy in the cities of Chivasso, Casale Monferrato, Messia, Navarro, Lodi, etc. And his feast day is celebrated on January 2nd. To him were called oratios, altars, and confraternities. He is depicted dressed as a soldier and was invoked against the dangers of wolves and fires. Instead, in the territory of Marseille, his feast is celebrated on September 25th, but has only recently had a church been dedicated to it. There is also an oratory dedicated to him at Solto Collina. There's also a church dedicated to him at Clusone, the Church of San Defendente, and another at Invorio. Until 1476, his relics according to the 1578 Martyrologium Legum Sancte Romane, were kept in the church of Santa Croce in Casale Monferrato, which suggested that his martyrdom may have taken place in that region. The painter Defendente Ferrari, born in Chivasso, where the saint is venerated, thus carries the baptismal name of this martyr.